Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AHMAD Hasanain bin HAYATUL KAMIL. Along with my group member ENOCH Michael LIANSIM, we are going to talk about Sustainable Development Goals number 13, which is climate change. Climate change refers to a long-term shift in temperature and weather pattern. This shift may be natural, such as through variation in the solar cycle. But since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change. Floods are the most frequent type of natural disaster and occur when an overflow of water submerges land that is usually dry. Floods are often caused by heavy rainfall. Flood can cause widespread devastation, resulting in loss of life and damage to personal property and critical public health infrastructure. Haze particles can give rise to acute symptoms such as cough, wheezing, shortness of breath, and a feeling of tiredness and weakness. The effect of haze is aggravated in people with pre-existing heart or lung disorder. Thus, pollution the environment such as air pollution and water pollution. Although human activities such as lighting campfire and discarding lit cigarette are mainly responsible for starting the fire, hotter weather make forests drier and more susceptible to burning. Rising temperature, a key indicator of climate change, evaporate more moisture from the ground, drying out the soil and making vegetation more flammable. This climate change has affected our wildlife, which caused their loss of habitat and natural resources. The number of buildings being knocked down must be reduced because demolition and rebuilding add to climate change. That because a lot of emissions are created to make material for building such as steel, cement, brick, glass, aluminium and plastic. Demolition and rebuilding create double emissions by necessitating the manufacture of two lots of construction material. Toxic material and gases are burned and released into the atmosphere such as carbon dioxide and methane. Because these gases are able to absorb radiation from the sun, they have a direct impact on the temperature of the planet. Deforestation is a key contributor to human-caused climate change. When forests are cleared or burned, they release the carbon they store. Removing trees also diminish an important carbon sink that take up CO2 from the atmosphere.
For engineering solution, in any discussion about climate change, renewable energy usually tops the list of changes the world can implement to stave off the worst effects of rising temperatures. That's because renewable energy sources such as solar and wind don't emit carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that contribute to global warming. Clean energy has far more to recommend it than just being green. The growing section creates jobs, makes electric grids more resilient, expands energy access in developing countries, and help lower energy bills. All of those factors have contributed to a renewable energy renaissance in recent years, with wind and solar setting new records for electricity generation. For the past 150 years or so, humans have relied heavily on coal, oil, and other fossil fuels to power everything from light bulb to car to factories. For non-engineering solution, planting trees has quickly emerged as seemingly simple way to soak up carbon emissions. Everybody likes it. Environmentalists, politicians, and corporations alike are pushing for a rapid expansion of deforestation. Efforts to help meet climate goals Planting billions of trees across the world is one of the biggest and cheapest way of taking CO2 out of the atmosphere to tackle the climate change. That's all from us. Thank you for lending your ears.